Hi again, everyone. This is Matt Stolenwork, your distance education specialist. Okay, so at this point, your course is done. You have your syllabus in your course. You have all your activities and your resources in your course, and you have everything designed to create an engaging course. But the most important work is still ahead. Your task now is to turn this collection of text and images and activities into a living, breathing learning environment for your students. What you want to do is bring yourself and bring your students into the course. So in this post, I'll demonstrate some Moodle tools and strategies that you can use before your course starts to better ensure that successful experience once students start participating in your course. So your first task is to update your profile. That's what your profile is what students and your colleagues can access to learn more about you and have a chance to connect with you. It's not just a professional face, this profile, but it's a place you can also offer your personal interests. It just provides a different way for you to connect with your students and for students to connect with each other. So to see how others see your profile, all you need to do is up here in the top right corner. This is your user menu right here. If you click on it, you see a bunch of options. If you choose profile, you'll see what other people see. Right now mine is pretty simple. I don't really have much here. There's no picture. I don't have a lot of details. I have some bare bones detail, but most people this is about all you'll see, so it's not very informative. What'll make it really nice is if enough people create these profiles, it's a great way to provide an icebreaker or to learn a little more about another person, be more familiar with other members of the course as well as colleagues. So let's go ahead and edit this profile. You can edit the profile through preferences, but if you're already in a profile, you can just go into your profile and choose Edit Profile. Okay, and there's a bunch of choices you get down here. You don't want to choose your username. You don't want to change that because that'll mess up your login for other accounts, so don't mess with that. You can put in a new password if you'd like. You can change your first and last name if there's a name you'd prefer your students to see and colleagues. Don't change your email address, leave that the way it is. For email display, since you are an instructor, it's probably useful for you to allow everyone in Moodle to see your email address. Um, it, if you live outside the Twin Cities area, it might be nice to put your city and town and your country here. That way students have an idea what your time zone schedule is. If they're trying to reach you, they know when you're awake and when you're asleep. For time zone, if you're in the central time zone, it's probably best to just choose the server time zone at the bottom. That way it updates along with our server. If you're not in the central time zone, though, you can choose one of these America or international time zones. Description is a place where you can talk more about yourself, about your professional and personal interests, things that you think might engage people, connect people, start a conversation in ways that might not make it out in the course. If you're going to change anything in this profile, the one thing that I strongly urge you to do is to add a picture to your profile. Not only does this appear in your profile, but it also appears with all your communications with students and colleagues within Moodle. Things like your forum posts. If you use messages, it'll send messages. So it creates a face to go with the name. So it creates a little more familiarity, a little more connection with other users in Moodle. And it's really easy to use. This is similar as uploading any other file. Choose the new file button, browse for the picture that you want. There I am the author. I can upload this file and there's my picture right there. That's what will appear there. I can put description here. This is what will appear with it as like alternate text. I mean, I can just put my name. If you have any additional names, you'd like your name pronounced phonetically, I've put my last name there so people know what it sounds like. If you want to add your middle name, or if you have an alternate name like a nickname that you go by, that you put that there. If you have some interests, this is completely optional. If you have personal or professional interests you'd like others to know about, you can put them here and they'll appear as tags in your profile so it's searchable. This is only really useful if a lot of people participate in it, but it might be worth getting started. And there's a few optional things you can add. If you have your own web page, you can put that here so people can go to it from your profile page. ICQ. If you have Skype, you can put your ID here if you want your students to Skype with you. Instant Messenger, Yahoo, MSN. If you want to add United here, what department you're in, if you have a department. All this other stuff can all go here if you want. When you're done, you just choose Update Profile, and voila. Okay, so here's what my profile looks like. There's my photo. I have a long one. I really recommend you use a square one. The reason this got cut off is because it used the lower part of this image. I do have a square one, which you'll see shortly, which will look a lot better there. So try to get a square image so it fits nicely there. But all my other changes will appear in my profile. Now, if you want to see the profile of other people in your course, all you need to do is go to the course itself. Here's my course right here. And under the navigation block, you would choose the current course, which is mine is the sample syllabus-based course, and choose participants. When I click on this, the content area changes and it shows everybody in my course. Right now I have 2 students. If I want to see one of their profiles, I just click on their name and their profile appears, so I get to see all their information and their picture if they decided to put it up. I really strongly encourage you to not just encourage but require that your students actually put an image here, because it really does help with the course to make it a little more personal for you and your students, to have someone to look at rather than just text to read. And you can just show them what I showed you. It's that easy to put an image in there. And of course they can also put in whether other information they want, any other details, other ways to contact them if they choose to. Okay, so we've got all that set. That's the profile's a good way to start conversations, establish rapport between students and you. Now, another thing that's related to profiles that I think is a really good idea for you to set up is notification preferences. During the course, there's going to be a lot of activities that you might want to be notified about. Things like when a student submits a post to one of the course forums, if a student submits an assignment, or if a student sends you a personal message within Moodle. You're not going to be in Moodle all the time, but you do check your email. So email notifications are a good idea. And you can set what types of activities, what kinds of actions within Moodle trigger a notification. To do that, go down to Preferences, and you'll see the Edit Profile. That's where we were just a moment ago. But we are going to go down to Messaging. And the messaging page shows a whole bunch of different types of actions that can occur in Moodle, as well as the option whether a pop-up notification appears in your browser and or an email appears in your email inbox. Some important ones that I think is good to keep selected is personal messages between users. So if somebody messages you in Moodle, you will be alerted to that. Another one is if someone enrolls in the course, self-enrolls in the course, this would be useful to know in case there are late enrollments. You know there's somebody new to the course you might want to get up to speed. If a student submits to an assignment, this lets you know about that. If students post to a forum, then these notifications let you know about that. And there's a bunch of other ones here as well. Down at the bottom, there's a couple of interesting options available. One is an option to have notifications sent to an email other than your United email address. If you leave this blank, then all emails will go to your seminary account. But if you type another email here, then all your notifications will be redirected to that alternate email address. Nobody's going to see this email address. Only Moodle's going to care about it. And then there's a few settings at the bottom. There's one I just want to note. Temporarily disabled notifications is good if you're on vacation. You really don't need to be disturbed about what's going on with Moodle until you get back. When you're done with all this, you can hit Save Changes, and all of your notification preferences are updated. Okay. So there are some additional preferences that you can set for forums, for notifications and other preferences. I'm going to look at those right now. Sorry, I jumped really fast there. This is under preferences again, by the way. If you go to the user menu, this is preferences right here. You can do this anywhere in Moodle. Choose preferences. It'll bring you to this page. You can use that to edit your profile, change your notification preferences, and, which we're going to explore right now, is your forum preferences. Now, by default, all forum posts will be sent as individual emails to your email account or as pop-ups. You can, however, set the option to a digest. And what a digest is it bundles all of the posts for a day together into a single email as a digest. And you can either have a complete digest, which includes the full texts of all the posts, or the email with just the subjects of each post and who sent it. This is nice if you just want to be alerted and say, hey, check out the forum, let's go read the forum. This is nice. But if you actually want to read through the entire post, this will work. I usually just choose subjects. Forum auto subscribe. When you subscribe to a forum, that means that all posts to that forum will be sent to your email. When you unsubscribe, then it just turns off notifications for that forum. I do like to be auto subscribed to forum discussions that I actually submit a post to. And as the instructor, I'm probably going to be subscribed to every forum. So I just like to keep that on. Students have this option too. They might choose no for certain forums. Forum tracking highlights posts that you haven't read within a forum. So it lets you scan really quickly to see what you've read and what you haven't. I don't know why people wouldn't want to keep track of posts. I always choose yes, but if you realize that it's not any use to you, you can always turn it off. When your selections are set, you just choose Save Changes and you're all good. Okay, one last thing. Before the course starts, there is an automatic forum that appears whenever a course is created. It's called a news forum, and I'll show you mine in my own course. I'll just go all the way to the bottom to my sample course here. And you will see a news forum in your overview section. It'll probably be at the bottom of your syllabus if you put all this in, but this is that first section in your course. It should appear here. I've actually moved mine down into another section, the support section. Now, yours will probably be called News Forum, but soon they're all going to be called Announcements, I think, because Moodle thinks that's more descriptive. But this is a special forum. Like I said, it's automatically created when you create a course. Another thing that's special about it is that students don't submit posts to it. It's really only for the instructor to submit posts. And students are automatically subscribed to it. In fact, they have a forced subscription. They can't unsubscribe to it, which is good because this is where you would send messages you want everyone in the class to see. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Every post you put here will be broadcast to every student in the course. To send a message, you would just choose Add a New Topic. Now, I recommend that you send an announcement before your course starts to every student that's enrolled in the course. It's kind of a way to get the course started on the right foot. You're kind of introducing the course before it starts, get everybody a little bit familiar with what's going on. It also allows you to convey to students kind of your excitement about the subject, your excitement about starting the new term, and it gives you a chance to tease your students about the content and the kinds of activities you have in store for them. Um, One important thing to put in there is to remind students to read the entire syllabus at the beginning of the course. Go through that entire first page, or yeah, that all of that stuff there. And if you have questions, to send you questions before the course starts or at the beginning of the course. This is also a good place for you to let them know where to contact you. What's your primary contact, whether it's email or within Moodle or a phone number. Um, Let them know here and encourage them to send those questions to that contact. Um, this is also a good place to add any changes you might have made to the course since you opened it to students to enroll in. You can also add a reminder about required texts. Make sure they have those in hand, as well as any readings or activities you want to make sure they complete before the first week or during the first week. Um, yeah, so what I'll do is I'm going to paste my own in here. Hey, all right. Now there's an option down here. It says mail now. You can keep this as a draft, but if you're ready to send it, just choose mail now and then post it to the forum, and that will automatically send it to all the students. Now, an additional advantage, there are a couple of additional advantages to using announcements over email. One, you don't have to keep track of students' email addresses. If you submit an announcement, you know that every single enrolled student is going to receive the message. They're going to get a notification to whichever email address they've selected as their preferred email address. On top of that, if a student enrolls late, you can be guaranteed they're going to get a notification of this message too, and they're going to be able to see this message in their own list of forums. So it's a way to best ensure that every student gets your messages. Okay, so I think I got everything covered. As students begin posting their responses and sending all their messages, you're going to want to be up to speed on how to respond to those messages and provide feedback. And that's what the next two posts coming up will be all about. On Thursday, I'm going to cover strategies for participating in forum discussions. And on Monday, we'll explore ways you and your students can communicate with one another both asynchronously, like messages, and in real time. In the meantime, go ahead and set up your own profile, just as I demonstrated in this video. Add your image to your profile, add some descriptive details about yourself, and any additional contact information you want to add. And take a look at the list of students that are currently enrolled in your course. See if they've added a picture or profile information, and consider encouraging them to add that picture and additional information. Go ahead and adjust your notification preferences to make sure you receive notifications of only the Moodle actions you want to receive. And please compose and send a start of class announcements to your students by using the news forum. Well, that's all for now. I hope you find this video useful in starting your connection with your students this term. I'll see you again on Thursday.